Welcome everybody to tonight's episode of, and let's just say Critical Role. I don't even know why.
It's not Thursday. Well, you could have gone with Critical Role's Daggerheart.
That's fair. That would have been less awkward than me being like, "What's the word?" We're playing some Daggerheart tonight, which happens to be published by the fine folks over at Darrington Press, who have to do with Critical Role.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored. But
no, you're just taking the name.
Yeah, we are 100% playing the playtest rules, not the ones that are going to come out in a few months here. But if you head over to Daggerheart.com, I believe, I'm going to throw the link up there. It is Daggerheart.com. You can pre-order the final rules, which will be out next year. Super excited to see those. Why don't we do a round of introductions, starting with Maggie. Tell us who you are, what you've got going on, and who you're playing this evening.
Hello, I'm Maggie. I am your Muppets obsessed, music obsessed, bard sorcerer. So, I apparently make things by hand now. I just made a scarf for the first time. So
nice.
Yeah.
I'm a little jealous. Yeah. I'll be honest.
I'll make you something. I will make you all something. But yeah, let's hop on over to Jason.
Hey, I'm Jason. Play games here, play games on my Twitch channel.
Hooray.
Tonight I'll be playing Stoway, our warrior druid. And I'll pass it over to Jeremy, who I think is actually wearing the Chetney shirt.
I am. Hey, I'm Jeremy. I am wearing the Chetney Pockapee shirt. C-pop. Anyway. Now what? Right, I can be found on this channel. You can also find me on my socials at WHPubs, except for on Twitter, because, who needs that? And I am playing Knots and her lovely cat companion, Kavoon, for whom I got new dice this week. Ooh, they're so pretty. And loud. They're so pretty and loud.
Somebody has to drop dice since Lauren isn't here.
It's true. You can go over to my socials and see them because Carly made them, and Carly can also do custom orders for you over at Armadillo. Well, it's not at Armadillo Dice, but I'm going to put that link up there so you can check those out. Speaking of Carly, tell us about yourself, Carly, and who all you're going to be playing tonight in detail.
Yeah. So, hi, I'm Carly. I make things by hand, many things, mostly dice, but I've made dice trays before, and I've done resin coasters before, and I endeavored this Christmas for my family to make resin luggage tags. So it's a whole
How did that go?
Thing. Great. I mean, it had to already be pre-filled out. It's not like a blank luggage tag.
Gotcha.
So you do a layer of resin with like a fun pattern, and then you print the like name with like the information, and then you put a layer of resin, resin.
And then they can never move, because otherwise you'd have to make them new.
I didn't put addresses. I just put email and phone number for the luggage tags.
Fair.
Because that is unlikely to change.
Totally fair.
Although considering my parents, I think this address will be their address for a very long time. So.
At a certain point you just get tired of moving. If that's where they are, they'll be there forever. I know I'm
Well, they were in a house from before I was born until I was like 30. And then they got a new house that was supposed to be them downsizing. That didn't really happen.
Let's be real.
Let's be real. They now have a game room and a media room, and I definitely didn't have those growing up. So
it's like my parents when I was growing up, and they were like, "Oh, yeah, we wish we could afford things." And then I move out, and they bought a Harley, and I'm like,
"Oh, so I'm in a rural area. We did not have high speed. I did not have high speed internet growing up. They had dial up until I joined the military, and then they got high speed internet."
Oh, dial up. Tonight brought to you by Dial Up. With that, we are down Lauren, who is vacationing currently. She will be back to play Triss, hopefully in the near future. We won't be playing
Hopefully
next week. Well, because we won't be playing next
Not
week.
next week.
Not next week, but
Yeah,
that's because
the
I
week
have a
after
play.
that. Yeah.
I have a play that I'm going to next week. Sorry.
And
That was
hopefully
scheduled like
Ryan,
6 months ago. So
Ryan said he would be here to play Nyx tonight. So when you see someone pop on the screen in Nyx's spot over there, that's Ryan. And we'll do outros for him at the end. All right. Let's do this.
yeah. Notice how I conveniently didn't tell you who I'd be playing today.
Right.
But anyways,
You can give us their stats. That'd be great.
the stats are unknown, even to me.
Like we talked about before, winging it.
All right. So last we left off, our intrepid group of people were following a couple people that had stolen something from Triss's home, had stolen an item that Nyx was trying to find, and had killed some of the group's friends previously. And so they were trying to track them down. They got a little sidetracked by a whole underground system that one of them forgot completely.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But they managed to make their way across the glacier, went inside during the storm, continued to make progress, and they believe that they're only about half a day behind the people. If the people that Astoy had spotted on the mountain were indeed the ones that they were previously following. They had a fun little sliding competition down a mountain where Knots thinks that they won in a race against Triss. However, I think the real winner was Grace finding an awesome Midas scythe in the snow. A golden, magical, legendary weapon.
Hell yeah. And I didn't die.
Right?
Yeah, considering you were body surfing the snow down a mountain in the middle of essentially the Alps is pretty wild. Just wild. But yes, so slid down a mountain, continued moving towards where they had spotted signs of a small town or hamlet, a collection of buildings which looked to be occupied from Astoy's scouting and looked to be the direction that the figures that they were following had been moving in. Night fell and they just found a little overhang alcove to spend the night in and rest before attempting to continue catching up to, they hope, the people that they have been attempting to follow this entire time. With that, your long rest goes fine. You guys worked on some projects. It is very cold out here, so I'm going to need from everyone a strength roll, please. Reaction roll.
Speaking of doing those projects, like they were combining weapons, taking the magic from one, putting it into another. Knots has been watching this, and I just feel like she's like,
so have you noticed how, like, many just random magic items we have found on our way down this slope? Maybe this is just a really big treasure pile. And maybe one of us should stay here and go dig up the treasure while the rest of you go off and do whatever it is that you need to do with some art thing. Oh, I'll split it with you, I promise.
Hey, Knots, we can't understand you.
Oh, we have lost visual. But on that note, the two of you can roll your strength reaction rolls, please, and I will roll for the other two.
Be a 14 for me.
19! No, 18, sorry. I have a -1 in strength.
Yeah, so that is a 25 for Triss, and I believe 19 for Nyx. Oh, 18 for Nyx. Astoy, the cold does start to get to you a little bit throughout the night, so you will wake up, take a stress through the night as there's just a little bit of a chill coming into your body, into your bones. We'll get back to the treasure pile in a second from Knots.
Okay,
but
so
what
you
did
did
you roll
understand
on
that
your...
at least.
Yeah, it was just really scratchy. I could still understand what you were saying. It was just very, very scratchy.
So it would not be a live stream if there was not some kind of, tech issue.
Of course.
Podcasters probably don't have this problem. Everything probably goes real smooth for them.
I'm just gonna say, pre-recording, we'll still have tech issues. It's just not in the final content.
Oh, okay. You said strength check,
As-
right?
Yep.
Yes.
As someone who has certifications in recording, I can tell you they happen a lot.
Let's see. That is a 18 for Kavoon and a 12. No, sorry. 14 for Knots.
So Kavoon is fine. Knots, however, just like Astoy, will have a wake up with like a little bit of a bone chill. So you will take a stress as the cold kind of seeped into you over the night. As much as you were curled into Kavoon, you couldn't quite keep out the chill. You can feel free to talk about your treasure.
We're going to do a test here.
So, no treasure.
All right. I'm not going to be able to talk for a moment, so you all make solid plans without me.
Talk amongst yourselves.
I'll give you a topic. The Civil War. It was named the Civil War. Discuss.
I'm verklempt.
Yep.
I lost track of what we were doing.
I think
You
Knots
guys
was...
are waking up. You guys had slept in a little overhang alcove about a half a day away from the hamlet or the series of buildings that you can see. Well, you can't see the buildings from here. However, you can see still see the small trail of smoke that is coming from that direction that implies to you that it is occupied in some manner.
Is there anything within 30 feet of us that is magical that is not on our persons?
You don't sense anything immediately. However, if you want to stretch your senses out, you can give me a spellcast roll.
Sure, I'll do that.
Sense beyond.
Okay. Nope. I don't sense anything.
What did you roll? You gotta tell me what you rolled and whether it was with hope or fear, because this was a roll.
It was 5 with fear, or with hope, sorry.
So you can
I got a
take
4 on the
hope.
hope. Can't pull up.
Sounds like a personal problem.
I don't know.
You're
Maybe.
just losing hope. Hope's got nowhere to go. Yeah, no, you stretch, and remember, you get to with the spellcast roll, you get to add your spellcasting ability modifier, so that can always assist.
I don't think it did in this one.
Yeah, you push out your senses, and maybe it's just not distracting you, but you can't really sense anything further than what you just naturally sense around you in this moment. And there doesn't seem to be anything in your immediate vicinity that is sparking your curiosity at the moment.
You okay, Grace?
Yeah.
You were just making this strange face, like you were like concentrating really, really hard and like scrunching up. And
I don't know if anybody's told you, but I can sense magic within 30-ish feet of us.
oh, neat.
So I was trying to see if I can sense anything outside of that range.
Is this to help Knots find treasure?
It was more of like, hey, is there anything potentially bad coming towards us? But we'll let Knots think that it was for treasure.
Yeah. Oh, good.
No, go for it.
Yeah, it'd be good if when we get in town, maybe they have some traders or map makers or people that travel. See if we can figure out where we're at.
Yeah. Do I know where we are? Like, generally speaking?
You can give me an instinct roll to see if you can put any pieces together from your travel so far on where you might be.
Can I add I know places?
If you spend a hope, you absolutely can.
Yay. So, you said instinct?
Correct.
Cool. Okay. Duality. And I have advantage on a roll, right?
Yeah, I think you've been granted an advantage.
Okay,
By chat.
Cool. That is 21 with hope.
Okay, so you can take a hope back. And with a 21, you have a pretty decent idea of where you are within the broken spine. You know that you don't know about this series of buildings that is here. You've never seen it marked on a map. It's not like listed as a town or a hamlet on anything that you have inferred. However, piecing together just how you guys have traveled and where the sun has been and just peaks and things, topography that you've traveled so far, you realize that the glacier that you guys had just crossed was likely Nathandal's glacier, which is one of the highest elevation glaciers within the broken spine. Most glaciers have a tendency to be lower, and you realize now that the fact that you guys made it out of Nathandal's glacier with only some worm problems is pretty remarkable, as it is known to be a magical creature kind of nesting ground. In retrospect, you're just like, ooh, uh-oh.
I kind of relay that to the group, and I'm like, yo, we got real lucky there.
Yeah.
They did Knots and Nix did a good job leading through there.
Yeah.
That general area that you mentioned, Carly, is just like up near Shale Ridge, or are we talking on the spine?
We are talking. Sorry, I have to pull up the map so that I don't give wrong information, and I don't currently have that window open. It's not as far as Shale Ridge. You're not that far north. You haven't traveled quite that far in this time. But you do realize that you are probably north of your town where you are situated. So between those two places within the mountains.
Okay.
I
it's
can
pretty
give
far.
you a more exact ping once I have the map up.
Okay.
Because I don't have it up currently. Jeremy, are you with us?
I have no idea. Am I?
I can see you, and I can hear
Okay.
you.
Well, that's either fortunate or unfortunate, depending on how you look at it. Yes. Let's see if Knots is with us.
He's not with us.
It's a little scratchy.
And
You might have to go without the
We're going
Knots
without
voice.
tonight. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Something is kerfuffled for sure. So I know this is a game of lack of imagination. Like you can't really like envision things in your head or pretend too much, but we're gonna have to try during this TTRPG session to pretend that I sound like Knots.
Yeah, so in terms of on the map, you guys, and from what she thinks, you believe that you are probably around here
Okay.
on the map. Correct.
Over here.
No.
No, I'm just kidding. Oh, over there. Okay. Wunderbar.
Wunderbar. Yes. Currently, Triss and Nyx are looking at the three of you like, what are you doing?
It's a good question.
We're half a days away. Why? Let's just go? Are we going?
Yeah,
Or
it's
are
just
you
good to
looking
know
for
our bearings.
treasure? Knots.
Sorry, what? I was listening
Are you
to.
coming with us?
Oh, well, I mean, what if someone else gets all the treasure that's buried in this mountain?
I'm not sensing anything Knots.
But did you really sense the thing until like we slid over it and then someone almost got, I'm pretty sure it was you, almost got cut in half by it as you were like gonna sled over it?
I mean, I wasn't sledding, I was body surfing. So I probably
Which-
would have been.
That was pretty awesome, I have to say. I'd never seen that before.
Thank you. So I kind of sensed it 30 feet out. I sensed something magical 30 feet out. And then since I knew kind of where it was, I just reached my hand out and grabbed it.
But why was it there? And like, there was other stuff that was just like laying around.
I mean, Knots, if you want to give me a knowledge roll. To try
Oh,
and figure
no.
out
Because
why.
I am amazing at these, I absolutely am going to do this.
Can I assist?
Yeah, you can spend a hope and you can add a d6.
D6? Okay. That is not terrible. And it is with hope. So that is 17 and 5 is 22 with hope.
22 with hope. It takes you a minute, mostly because it's also you don't read a lot. Knots is not a reader. However, even in Shale Bridge, you were taught some of major moments in history. And one of the things that you were taught about was known as the Dark Fall War. And it's something that occurred a few hundred years ago. It is believed. Sorry, to have occurred prior to or around the same time that the Wailing City became the Wailing City, same like era. But the Darkfall War was a war that occurred between the demons of the Broken Spine, the demons serving the dark forces that befall the world of the Broken Spine, and the people. But the big thing that you remember is that while the gods did not directly assist in this war, there were some items that were granted by the gods, also items crafted by the war wizards, and even the other side, the demon crafted items that were a big part of turning the tides of this war. And several of them, the last time that they were seen or mentioned was during essentially the penultimate battle of the war. It was the largest battle, and it was fought over a large stretch of the Broken Spine. And so you believe that maybe these items that you've found are relics or things that were lost during that battle.
So I'm absolutely going to relay that, but I get pretty feverish when I do, and like my eyes get super bright, and I start like slipping into like my dungeon master mode, which the two of you, well, actually Estoy hasn't seen this before, but Grace has definitely seen me dungeon master castles and centaurs before. And so I'm not going to say that you believe the whole thing. I would say you believe as much as you would like to, and take everything that I say with a grain of salt.
How much do I believe?
Well, when he starts talking about it, you've definitely heard about the Darkfall War. If you want to give me a knowledge roll to see if the information that he tells you matches up with what you have read or heard about. The Darkfall War is a relatively known war. The specifics that he mentioned about like the penultimate battle and things like that are things that were handed down to him in stories. So maybe you have heard or read something more or different. If you wish
Eight
to
with
make
hope.
a check. 8 with hope. Yeah, the Darkfall War was not an area of your particular interest.
Nope.
You know that the Darkfall War happened. You know that it was demons versus mortals, but that you never really read or heard about these items of power that Knots seems to be fascinated and kind of focused on. Or even the penultimate battle. You don't really know much about the specifics of that war.
I feel like
Maybe
I do
that's
need to like set something straight though, because Knots does read a lot. A lot of Castles and Centaurs books, and sometimes things that she thinks will be like interesting to work into those games, which is probably why this information has stuck with her.
So she's not Eloise.
So what I'm saying is that there very likely could be like other like divinely wrought, super powerful magic items just like waiting just outside your 30 feet vision there, and we could just really go off and find them. Like, I know there's this Heartstone thing that we're supposed to be finding, and we have put a lot of effort into that. So maybe we should do that. What's that clicking noise I hear in my head?
There's also the Wondermaker relic. Nyx points out, the one that I'm tracking
I
down.
mean- Maybe those two guys you're looking for are actually doing the same thing as Knots is suggesting. They're looking for some kind of artifacts
Oh.
from the war.
So all we got to do is find them, kick their butts for killing Jim, and then take everything they own. And
Yes.
they probably already have some of these things.
I mean, that's why we've been following them.
I like it. What are we waiting for?
Are you gonna lead the way?
Well, sure.
I was gonna say, since I know where I am now, I could lead.
You know where you are doesn't mean you know where you're going.
Valid.
They're
I'll,
I'm
still
still gonna
different.
offer.
I'll
I'm still
sidle
gonna
up.
offer.
Yeah, I'll sidle up next to you and be like, so, where do you think we should go?
There's that town over there that they went to.
Probably the town.
Yeah, probably the town.
Right.
Just find us a good safe path.
Yeah, you're good at that. Sometimes.
Let's find out.
I
Dix will help you.
Okay.
I got faith in you.
So you can add a d6.
I have faith in me too. I don't know why. All right, so that's definitely with fear. It is a 18.
Okay.
Thanks for the help
yeah, you
because it
guys-
really changed everything.
Yeah, you guys start heading off with Knots leading the way. And Knots does manage to find a path. It looks like it's a relatively safe path that is like kind of winding slowly up the side of the mountain. It kind of curves away because the mountain does before curving back in the direction of where you see the smoke. However, about an hour into your travel, Astoy probably notices first, given the fact that you live up in the mountains, some dark clouds start moving in pretty quickly. Usually it's the indication of an unexpected or quick change in like pressure that causes a storm to move in quickly versus its a normal kind of slow passage. So you feel that shift in temperature first, and then you start seeing the dark clouds on the horizon, and you know that you guys have minutes before some level of storm is upon you.
We're in the wide open at the moment.
Not the super wide open, because the path is tucked up against like the mountain. So you do have kind of like a quarter cover from one side, but other than that, it's fairly wide open. But you're not like in the middle of a plains and like 360 wide open.
And
Or
we still
270 wide open.
Gotcha. And we're still good distance from the town.
Yeah, you still have several hours before you would reach the town. The storm will reach you before
Okay.
you would make it to the town.
Well, let's see if we can find somewhere to weather this storm.
Another one?
It is the mountains.
This is dumb.
Twist just sighs and looks at you and says, well, look, everyone look, just let's see if we can find somewhere, otherwise we're just gonna have to try and make our way in the open, and that's not great. And I don't think you'd enjoy that, Nuts.
Okay,
Plus side,
I
with
don't.
the storm coming in, they'll probably be stuck in that town.
Let's hope so. Maybe they'll freeze to death. That'd be awesome.
And that's more likely
with their
us.
buildings and their fire.
Maybe. Okay, yeah, you're right. I
Start
will
searching.
gladly. Yeah. Should we do a group roll or? What do
Yeah,
we-
pick someone to lead. Pick someone to lead.
This
one
is-
of the 3 of you, preferably. This will be an instinct roll.
I'm at 3.
I'm at 3, plus I should have advantage on this.
You do it. You got advantage. Make it happen.
So everybody else roll and just tell me the number that you get. There's no hope or fear on your roll.
10. Oh. Which would have almost been a crit to get 3.
Okay. Sorry, you got a 10, and what did Maggie get?
A 3.
That's with your bonus? There, you gotta tell me with your bonus.
5.
I have pills in my mouth and I'm waiting for water. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay, so a 5, a 10, and then I rolled 2
I'll be right back.
15s for Triss and Nyx.
Hey, at least they rolled well not being here.
Yeah, so you have a -1 to this roll.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Ends up being 23 with fear.
Great. Yeah, you start looking around, and you see, kind of on this path, a like a split in the mountain that looks like it's a little shelf, that you guys might lead into like a cave or somewhere with some cover. You do notice it's the only thing that you see, and you believe it'll provide you pretty good cover. It'll be a really tight squeeze for Triss, but it's the only thing that you see right now, and it'll be a race to get there before the storm arrives.
Okay. I'll point it out. I don't think we got much time to find anything else. Let's try over there.
Yeah.
I will.
So I'm gonna need agility rolls from everyone, and this is not a group check. This is everyone trying to get separately to the crack. That is
Reaction
coming
rolls?
together. Yes, reaction rolls.
21 for knots.
I critted.
Nice. Oh, Kavoon critted. I'm all like only 8 on the dice. Oh, but they're 2 4s. Kavoon critted.
Astoy's going to be last to go in. Stay, be making sure he gets everyone to the crevice. And I'll use
Okay.
my advantage from chat on this as well. Good thing I did. Ends up being 20.
Nice.
Okay, 20 from Astoy. You got a crit from Grace, a crit from Kavoon. What did Knots get?
I think it's a 21.
Okay. And then we got a 15 from Triss and a 9 from Nyx. So you guys all start kind of moving as quick as you can. Unfortunately, Nyx tries to is a little slow in his movement, so gets caught up kind of underneath Triss's feet. Because they both start moving at the same time. The rest of you were in front of her, but he gets caught up to her and ends up getting kind of shunted to the side accidentally. So he's trailing behind, and Astoy, you can notice, because you do get there and you're kind of guiding everyone into the crack, that Nyx is probably not going to make it to the crack before the storm hits. He will have to try and navigate into the crack after the storm meets up with you guys. Triss does get there. However, Triss will need to make another agility roll to try and squeeze into this space, because it is too
Can I-
small for her.
Can I try something?
What would you like to try?
Can I use telekinesis to pull Nyx towards us?
Nice.
Remind me what telekinesis says.
Hold on, let me pull up that full card. Make a spellcast roll against a target within range. On a success, you can use your mind to lift and move it anywhere within far range of its original position. If you want to throw the lifted target as an attack, make an additional spellcast roll, but that's not important.
Yeah, give me a spellcast roll. What is your evasion, Nyx?
Speaking of Nyx, hi.
Hello!
Hello, hi, Nyx. Hello. What is your
Welcome
evasion?
to the chaos.
My evasion is 9. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello!
Welcome. Glad you could make it.
I got a 25. With
With?
fear.
Okay. Yeah, you manage. So Nyx, just so you know, a storm is
Sorry.
incoming on you guys as you guys are moving towards the town along this path in the mountains. Stoy found a small sliver for you guys to kind of duck into to avoid the storm. But you got caught up in Triss's feet and ended up slightly behind the rest of the group and weren't going to make it before the storm met you. And Grace is trying to telekinetically pull you to the group to the crack edge. She rolled a 25. So she does. However, she is not gentle about this at all in her panic. So you will take... Where's my other D4? 6 points of physical damage as your leg kind of cracks into the rock of the mountain as you were physically pulled up to the rest of the group, while Triss is currently trying to squeeze her way into the space that is too small for her.
Oh my god, Nyx, I'm so sorry.
And she critted with double ones.
Nice.
So for a second, you guys are worried, but then she just with hardly any time at all, just slips in out of your sight, and the rest of you can easily follow her into this split in the
Nice.
mountain.
A couple of quick bookkeeping things, just because Ryan wasn't here for it. 1, Ryan, Nyx has an advantage from chat. Hooray! 2, don't forget to roll your prayer dice, unless, Carly, did you already roll them for Nyx?
I have not rolled them for Nyx. I rolled them for Triss.
Perfect. And
and
that was it.
You can clear 2 hit points and 2 stress. That was from the previous game.
Yeah, I thought I was going to ask that. Okay. I am glad to be here, and I am less stressed.
hooray!
But you are more damaged, and I apologize for that.
Well, I'm not in a storm, so I'll take that.
It is better to be a living popsicle or a living person than a frozen popsicle.
Yeah, so all of you slip into this sliver, and it's really tight at the beginning, but then it opens up, and it seems that it's actually more of a gorge canyon, so it's still open over the top. It's not a full cave, but it does widen out from that small sliver that it was in the beginning. And that is where you guys kind of find yourself after having ducked into this space. And you guys can see 10-20 seconds after you guys all slip into this really tight space that starts to widen out, the further darkening of the sky up ahead, and then the sound of just wind blowing over the top and snow that some of it catches. You can see most of it's like splattering up against the top ridges of this canyon, but some of it manages to fall down into this space that you have found yourself.
That was interesting how you got in here, Tristan. Did you learn that from the ice worms?
Honestly, you guys keep pulling me into spaces that are way too small for me, so I just have had to learn.
You know, you all have been pulling me into spaces that are way too big for me for as long as I've known you. So I just feel like this is.
Would you rather be in a space that's too big? Because I would.
You know, you win some, you lose some.
Knots.
Yes?
Hopefully after today, we don't have to pull you into these caverns anymore.
Yeah, look at the bright side.
That's what you said last time.
Well, you just got to keep looking at it. You can't just, like, stop looking at it.
Actually, it's really easy to stop looking at the bright side. It's called depression.
Called fear.
But yeah, so like you're not even able to kind of. So Triss has moved up and the space is widened out, and so that she's not like squeezing. But you can't even. You guys can't even really circle together. You're kind of like looking at each other like down a path and looking back and forth. You could maybe at the wider point, like just behind Triss, fit like 2 side by side, but that would be a squeeze and probably a little uncomfortable unless you really liked each other.
Does it seem like it goes in the direction we wanted to go anyway, or was it going a different direction?
No, it seems like it is a gorge canyon that splits like the peak that you guys just came from,
Right.
and the next set of mountains that isn't the direction that you were headed. So it is like moving perpendicular from where you were heading.
Did we need to do any moving to get to be in line? In line with the village that you saw?
Well, if you guys were moving in the direction of the village and like the path that you were on, and then you took this split that was off the path like perpendicular. So if you kept moving down this split, you're probably going to move further away from the village than where you guys were headed previously.
Might as well have a seat and take a rest. We can eat and relax a little bit. Maybe you can sing us a song, Grace.
That was my plan.
As you say that, Grace, there is something on the edge of your like sense. It's like right on the edge of your sense, and it seems to be like directly kind of where this canyon is leading. You sense something moving.
Do you guys kind of just
moving towards you at the moment? It's just kind of like it's in terms of moving. You get the idea that it's more like a creature than an object. It's not moving towards you guys at the moment. It's just kind of like right at the tickling the edge of your sense in the canyon.
You see me sit up, pull out my lyre, and I start playing a song to give everyone rally stuff. So you get a D6 rally die.
Everyone does?
Everyone does. Everyone in the party.
That's freaking awesome. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Can that be used with inspiration? Just curious.
That's a Cartly question.
You mean with yeah, it can be. It's an additional thing. It's a different thing than advantage.
Sweet.
Or help.
Advantage. Yeah.
So it can be added. You can also use it to clear stress. So it can be added to any rolls. So it can be added to duality rolls. It can be added to damage rolls, or it can be used to clear stress
and reaction rolls.
Well, yeah, that's a duality. That's a duality roll.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay.
Nice.
duality rolls, damage rolls, or to clear stress.
And I can do
Thanks.
that once per session. Oh, sorry. You get a D8, not a D6, because I'm
Oh.
level 6.
Correct. We leveled up.
Bringing out the big dice.
Bringing out the big guns. But yeah, but you do sense that. But how do you rally your group? Explain to me.
I pull out my lyre, and I make sure that it's in tune because it's cold out, which means that it's probably going to be out of tune. And then I sing, "'Cause baby, now we got bad blood. Use me to make bad love. Get ready for a fight."
You see
Maybe-
Knots over there just like
Yeah.
muppeting.
But yeah, no, she starts singing Bad Blood, and she's like, after she's like, she keeps strumming, and she's like, guys, there's something on the periphery of my senses. I don't know what it is. It's not moving towards us, but we should be ready for something.
I've never heard that line before. Did you just make that one up for like this playthrough? I wouldn't keep
just
it.
stare
Like,
at Knots.
when you play this again in a tavern, don't keep that one. It sounds weird.
Noted.
Vix is. Well, if anyone looks carefully at him, he is tapping his 1 foot to the beat, but trying not to make a show of it.
Nice.
And looking paranoid in the direction to be indicated.
Since Triss is the one that's closest, I imagine that Triss is kind of trying to quietly like shuffle forward to see if she can see whatever this thing is. So I'm going to roll a stealth, so finesse roll for her. And we're gonna spend a hope to add her Heart Guardian experience. 17 with fear. Okay. Yeah, so she starts to shuffle forward fairly quietly. You don't notice any movement towards you guys at the moment, Grace. But you guys do see Triss kind of shuffling forward and like turning her head as much as she can with her giant antlers. And she like whispers back, she's like, I can't see anything. You sure it's there?
Because Kavoon is not quite as thick as Knots is, can Kavoon do like a sniff to see if there's something?
Sure. Absolutely.
Does Kavoon get one of those dice? The rally dice.
Yeah. Well, no, because you roll for Kavoon, so it's
Okay.
yours.
So can I, if I wanted to, can I use the rally die for his rolls?
Yes, you can.
Not that I'm necessarily going to do that now. I'm just double checking for
But
future
yes,
reference.
yes, you could. He is your companion.
That is a 16. I'm going to use the advantage that I got earlier from chat to make it a 21.
With a 21, Kavoon like sniffs the air, and you like from your communication that you have with him, you understand that there's a couple things that he sniffs. He gets a scent of like rot and decay. Like a slight scent of rot and decay. And then, like, the like tangy scent of metal, some kind of metal. He can't discern what type of metal, but there's a lot of whatever metal it is that he can smell.
Oh,
So would you say that he smells death metal?
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it's speed metal?
I will
Definitely
say,
industrial.
because you rolled so high on the history, the scent of rot and decay is a scent that is often associated with demons.
That seems unfortunate for us. Oh, Grace, I get it. I get what you were doing. I'm so sorry.
You see, like, you say that right as you see her put her lyre away and is just taking out the scythe, and it's like,
Yeah, you might need that because I think there's demons.
thank you. Thank you.
I thought you said that war was over, that they were gone.
You know, for some demons, the war never ended.
So how big is this crack that we're in?
It's not terribly big. I mean, the four of you can move fairly comfortably, but not comfortably side by side. Like, it's probably, if you stretched your arms out, you wouldn't be able to touch the sides. I mean, after that small opening, but it'd be really close to you being able to touch both sides of the canyon gorge at the same time. And there's points where it like moves closer together where you can, but like the average is like just barely outside of your wingspan.
So how many of us can stand abreast?
2, but nobody besides Triss. Triss is in front, and nobody's really going to be able to fit, like, stand next to her. You might be able to squeeze past her or, like, under her legs or something, but not really stand abreast with her. Otherwise, probably 2.
I can sneak ahead and see what's up there.
I mean, you could try, Triss says. I mean, I can't see anything, but do we really want to try and draw its attention?
How far away do you think it is, Grace?
30 feet. It's like right
Yeah,
at the
it's-
edge of your...
I explained that, and I'm like, it's at the edge, just like 30 feet away from us.
You know,
It
Like
has
it-
to know we're here then.
exactly. Why do you think it's staying there? Maybe it's trapped. Maybe if it's trapped and we release it, it will grant us a wish. No, wait, I'm thinking of something else. But maybe.
That's a djinn, not a demon. Same letter.
Sorry, I get those things confused sometimes.
I'm going to listen to the wind whipping outside and do a divination. Just
And wish you were there.
Yeah. Really, what I'm looking to see is which is more dangerous, the storm or the demon?
Okay. You push that question out into the wind, and you see once again like the series of visions split apart. One half is a series of possibilities if you stay in where you are, and another is a series if you go out into the storm. And the big thing that you realize watching this is that there is danger in both directions. If things go poorly, if a wrong step is made when you go out in the storm, people could be lost, fallen down the mountainside forever, never to be seen by you or anyone else again. But there are some series of possibilities that manage to make it through injured to the buildings up ahead in the direction that you were headed. The other half of the visions that are in the tunnel, you see a series of visions of different people moving forward to try and find what this demon is, or where it is, or what it is, and you find a series of visions of them not being quiet, of them being noticed and quickly being dispatched or taken in chains. However, you do notice that in a lot of those visions of the parts of the visions of people heading forward to look at this demon, you notice this demon has a hoard. It has a hoard of items and gold, lots and lots of gold. From that, you can put together that this is likely a demon of avarice, a demon of greed. So they are a hoarder of wealth. And so there are some possibilities where, as a group, you take this creature on and recover many items of worth and lots of gold. But those are only a few of the possibilities. The other possibilities are you staying where you are, and you realize that staying where you are and not engaging is likely the safest option. There seems to be something at least preventing the demon from engaging you where you are at the moment. So that is what you get from your divination.
Nyx will kind of come to and say, and kind of pass that on. Not so much about the storm, because that was more for his kind of edification to make sure that we'd made the right choice. But kind of say, like, it seems that there is a great manner of wealth that the demon has amassed. But at least now, it seems that if we stay where we are and wait out the storm, the demon may not be able to reach us.
Seems like we don't need to fight it then.
I think we should still stay on guard just in case anything happens.
Oh, sure.
What if we wanted to fight it?
I will fight you, Nuts.
Why would we want to fight it? Coin isn't useful for anything up here.
I'm just saying, like, what's the outcome of that?
Well, we could be successful or unsuccessful. I do think that there's some value in fighting it, because leaving a demon alive is, putting others at risk if they were to stumble upon it.
Triss definitely agrees with the yeah, I mean, not so much for getting the wealth. I mean, that's a nice bonus, but it doesn't feel right to leave a demon, even if they're somehow trapped where they are, alive. That feels like just a disaster waiting to happen.
So you're saying we should free it?
No, I
Okay,
Same.
sorry, I wasn't really sure where you were putting the emphasis there because you were like, we don't want to leave it trapped alive, and I wasn't sure if that was a period or like an umlaut or something.
I'm saying that while there is risk, obviously, in taking on a demon, especially one we might not know its capabilities of, leaving a demon alive in any capacity is a risk for others down the line.
I'm more concerned about everyone going out into the storm. Does anybody currently need healing besides Nyx?
I'm okay.
I'm fine.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Just said that without my mic on. Okay, cool.
My suggestion is if we are going to tackle this demon, since it can't come to us, apparently where we are now, we figure out a way to spring a trap on it to try and take it out as quickly.
Okay, but wait.
Can.
What if we just put like a warning sign up? We're like, hey, demon in here. And then we don't even have to worry about it.
Demon may not always be in there. It's trapped now. It doesn't mean it's going to stay trapped forever.
That does sound
Not. There's a lot of people who would ignore.
right. Right, and that sounds like a them problem, not an us problem. Do you see what I'm putting down?
I get what you're saying. I agree with Nyx and Triss, though, that I'm not a fan of leaving this creature here. Especially if, I don't know much about them, but it sounds, from what I've been told, they can corrupt areas and make things unnatural.
All right, well, I've got your back. Way back.
I'll be back here with Kavoon and Knots.
Well, I think the real question is if it can't reach us here, is it better to wait for the storm to go and we can tackle it from not in this tiny... We can tackle it from above?
Will it be gone by then?
Well,
Because it's moving.
Are you able to tell why it's
Nick
trapped
said
here?
that it was trapped in this
Yeah,
vicinity.
I think that the movement is more just like we're moving, right? Like just kind of shuffling,
No, we're...
like existing.
Yeah, the sense that you get, Grace, it's not moving towards you, it's not moving away, it's more of like somebody maybe pacing or just like the natural movement of somebody like in a small space.
Gotcha. Okay.
Like existing.
Then let's wait out the storm.
Based on what you said, it sounds like it's set up like a home or something there.
Or a prison.
We're hoping for the best, expecting the worst.
Yeah. I think I don't want to leave it here, but I think waiting until we can tackle it from maybe not just this small cavern of a direction will be our best option. In the meantime, we can talk about how we might want to tackle this abomination.
Would I have read about demons and like any weaknesses they might have?
You can give me a knowledge roll.
Cool. Yeah, hold on. There we go. Roll. I critted.
Hooray.
Nice.
Hooray.
I got double ones.
Yeah,
Double
you
ones is
can
good at double 12s.
take a hope and clear a stress.
Okay.
You know a little bit about demons, not as much because you haven't delved deeply into the Darkfall lore, but you know about demons of greed, and that is what Nyx has identified this creature as. And you know that the more wealth and gold that a demon of greed accumulates, the more powerful its attacks become. So given the fact that it has a horde, it is probably fairly powerful in that location. You know that demons of greed are always up for a fight, but they often want you to pay for the pleasure of a fight. So mechanically, it just means that unless you are paying a handful of gold, your attacks will be at disadvantage. If you want your attack to not, a single attack to not be at disadvantage, you have to pay a handful of gold. Otherwise, it is difficult to engage with the creature. So those are the things that you know about a demon of greed. You know that they prefer to attack in melee, so if you surrounded it from ranged, you might have a better chance of survival. That also goes with whatever the distance is of its trap, might be of its cage. So that is the information that you get from your previous research into demons.
I explain that to the group, and I'm like, I don't know if this is a good idea.
But what I'm getting from what you just said is if we steal its horde, is it becomes super weak.
Yes.
Can your weapon eat its stuff?
It could. Yeah, it could.
So, because I need to use the facilities and we're halfway through, we're going to take a quick break, and you guys can also talk and chat about how you may want to tackle this, and we will be back in 5 to 10 minutes.
Perfect.
To see what happens with this group and a demon.
We'll see when we get back.
The demon.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for hanging out while we restarted. Hopefully we won't have any more tech glitches. But you are stuck with my lovely voice as Knots for the evening, since I'm not totally sure if that was the issue. So, with that being said, when we left, we're talking about what we're going to do with this kind fellow who has lots of gold, I'm sure, that he's going to share with us.
Yeah, but yes, so if and when the storm passes, there is availability for you guys to try and climb up and get over the top. The canyon walls are fairly high, so people on the bottom of the canyon would be just outside of close range if you were attacking from above. So you would need far or very far attack capability to reach from the top. However, that doesn't mean that there aren't ways for you to like sneak over the top and try and come down from the other side as well, drop down into the canyon from the other side to try and get on either side. It's entirely up to you guys, and you do have a bit of time while this storm is blowing through to land on a plan of attack.
Is this considered a rest, out of curiosity?
Not currently. You're not sure how long the storm will be blowing through. But it could be if it ends up being long enough and you don't start anything. But at the moment, it is not. Are you trying to heal yourself?
No. I was going to swap out a card. And I'm
I will let
debating.
you know if it comes to being long enough that you could swap out a card for free.
I think I'm just going to take the stress for it.
Go for it.
Okay. Thanks.
I know that it's not technically a rest, but can I, while we're waiting for the storm to pass, just like fiddle with my scythe or with the Midas? Yeah, the scythe. Because I was combining. My
yeah,
two.
you short rests don't allow you to work on a project, so
Okay.
You would not be able to get any progress. You can look over it for sure and try and think about further ways you might be, but you're not really going to make any sort of reasonable progress on.
That's kind of what I wanted to do, though, was just look over it and make a game plan.
You did that already last night.
Okay.
That's what you did with your work on a project.
Okay.
Because you rolled pretty well, and I'm pretty sure I gave you notes on exactly what you needed to do.
You did. I just wanted to know if there was anything, like, game plan-wise that I could do in a short amount of time.
Not really. It's gonna be sit down and need to put some time in, kind of stuff.
Gotcha.
But yeah, you guys can generate a plan. Since you know that you'll be going at this guy, you can decide if you want to put forth any tag team rules to initially start it off. Try to hit big, going in first. It is.
I think Triss and I can try to tag team right from the start. I'm better off.
Sure.
I mean, I can attack from range, but I don't want to leave Triss down there by herself with no one to support her.
I personally think if we can all, like, not surround him, but, like, get on other sides, because if he has attacks that are rain, like, cone effect type deals,
Yep.
we should be wary of that.
I don't really want to leave Triss alone either in case, she needs healing or anything. But you're right, we should definitely not bunch up. Bunching up's bad.
Yeah.
And we have
Didn't we learn that in the ghost town?
Couple of times, I think.
Yeah.
That lesson has been learned.
Well, I think that maybe once the storm passes, I'll see if I can't climb up and either find a way over and around, or potentially at least start from a kind of unconventional attack angle.
I mean, I could get a bird's eye view once the storm's gone. That way we don't have to worry about that too much if we want.
I mean, if you and Astoy can go and get around to the other side, then we can, like, box him in with Triss, face tanking him, then we might have an advantage.
But your weapon's holy, right? That should hurt it?
My weapon hurts everything. Want to see?
I mean, I'm sure it can hurt anything, but I mean, it's supposed to be holy, right? It should hurt this thing more.
It might. I don't know.
Well, it's your weapon. Why don't you know?
Because I've never fought a demon before.
Okay, that's fair.
Hopefully, this is the only time.
And you're
Yeah,
all
I'm really
sure you
good at
want to
it.
do this. We don't want to just like go double check with him that he's not like just misunderstood, or
Demons are bad.
what if he's reformed? And
Yeah,
we're like,
Did you not hear what Nick said about his vision and about people going off and like getting eviscerated
yeah, but
when they just went to go check on him?
that's not. Did they bring him muffins? Not that we have any muffins to bring him.
Do you have muffins?
No.
Yes.
I've got some jerky.
yes, in one of the visions, you brought muffins.
Really? Where did I get
Yeah.
muffins? I would like to have some muffins right now.
I cast
then
minor
you were
illusion. Great
Decapitated.
muffins.
You can tell that it's illusion because the illusion is obviously illusion unless it's from far range.
They're like
Oh.
2D muffins.
There's still like a moment where I'm like, muffins.
Know where you got
I
the
wasn't
muffins.
trying to trick anyone. I was just like, here are your goddamn muffins.
Triss looks at everyone. Okay, well, if we're gonna go for a big kind of tag team thing, are we all capable of doing that right now?
I have a lot of hope. So,
I feel like I could.
Yeah, I
Because
can.
I could top somebody off.
I mean, I do
you
like it when you
mean it.
taught me, but maybe
Oh,
now
God.
isn't the time. Oh, we weren't talking about that. Sorry.
I'll use a prayer die to give myself 3 hope.
will you be full up after that?
No, but I don't need to be full up. I haven't rolled a die this game, so
I'm gonna play a heartbreaking song, and any close allies take a hope.
Achy breaky heart.
There we are again on the.
how about the devil down Georgia?
So let me just double check what the plan is. The plan is I go in, big tank in front. Grace and Knots end up top for some range, and Astoy brings Nyx around the other side to pincer in from either sides of the canyon. Is that what we have?
Sounds about right.
now?
Mhm.
Okay.
Are you okay with this plan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't I be?
Because you're gonna be taking a lot of damage, potentially.
Do you not watch the fights that we get
I
in?
know
It's
that.
usually my armor that takes.
That reminds me. I want to try something. Come here, Triss.
Okay.
She's gonna top you.
I'm watching just in case.
I go forward
Triss
and I
kind of
take
like shuffles. It's much easier for
Right.
you to move to Triss
I'm
than
like
it is for Triss
going
to move to
under
you.
everybody's like legs and getting to the point where I can reach Triss, and I reach up and I take like one of her fingers in my hand because it's pretty much like a handful, maybe 2 fingers, and I close my eyes. And I start humming softly, and then her skin begins to erupt with looks like bone shards, and I'm going to use thorn skin on her.
Knots, what did you do?
No, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I hope it didn't hurt. But once per short rest, spend a hope while touching a willing creature and place a number of tokens equal to my spell casting trait, which are 4 tokens. Whenever Triss takes damage, she can remove any number of these tokens to roll that number d6s, reducing the incoming damage by that amount. And if the attacker is in melee, deal that amount of damage back to them.
Awesome.
New abilities.
And you said it's 4 d6s?
Correct.
How many handfuls are in a bag, by the way?
10?
10.
Okay.
10 handfuls in a bag, 10 bags in a chest.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely
And
spend
you
on
can
this
only
acting.
carry a chest worth of gold on your person.
You don't know me.
Towards the end of the storm, I'm going to cast Midnight Spirit.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the storm blows through pretty quickly, past where you are. It isn't like a massive, like width of a storm. It's just a kind of just a collapsed area of pressure and snow that blows through. So you guys spend some time discussing, talking about what you want to do, and less than an hour later, think kind of like sandstorms. Sandstorms blow through really quickly. This was just snow, and it passes through, and the sky begins to lighten back up, and there's no longer bits of snow falling down on you. And you no longer have the harsh winds blowing over the top of the canyon. And you feel that it's probably pretty safe to venture out now at this point.
Nix, do you want to go see if we can find a spot?
Yeah. I'll try and climb. Though I'll first try and find a decent place to climb, and then I will climb to the top.
Sure. Give me a strength roll.
I got a 15 with hope.
Yeah, it takes you a minute, but you manage to find a path, not an easy path, but a path with some handholds to pull yourself up this wall onto this semi-flat ridge. And you can see the like canyon opening down next to you.
Okay.
Once Nix and I are in position, I'll come back and whistle at you to let you know that I'll be flying back to Nix, and we'll be ready to go then.
Okay.
So I'll spin a
She looks-
stress. Okay.
Sorry, she was gonna look at Grace and not. You guys need help getting up there.
I think we'll be okay. We appreciate you, though.
Okay.
I
She's
don't- well,
still just
I don't know.
standing in the canyon because she hasn't left. Because why would she leave and try to squeeze back in when she
Yep.
doesn't need to?
Knots, do you need help?
No, I've got this. Do I need help?
I mean, it's a rock wall that you have to climb up.
Are these
to
like
get up top.
like slot canyons can have like those like handholds and stuff, or they can be like shaped? Is this like more just like straight up and down?
It's not straight up and down. There's definitely handholds and ridges. You just saw Nix kind of climb his way out, so it's not impossible, but it's not necessarily easy.
Hey, Nix, do you have a rope up
I was
there?
about to say, I don't need any help. Nix, can you drop a rope down?
I turned back to Trish. I'm like, on second thought, I will take some help.
Great. And she's just gonna, she'll spend a hope to help you up out. You can make an agility or strength roll.
I'm doing agility. 16 with hope.
Yeah, with Triss's help. I mean, you rolled with the advantage, right?
I did not.
'Cause of Triss.
Hold on.
I'll test down a rope.
18.
I'll grab that rope.
With Triss's help, you manage to get up top. You are on the left wall side.
Okay.
I'll grab the rope that Nyx has tossed down and say, "You were supposed to hold on to the other end."
I think he held on to the other end.
Nyx peers over this and says, "Who are you talking to?"
Oh, I see it now. Sorry. I thought you were being a jerk. I'll climb up the rope.
Yeah.
Kavun is actually going to stay down so that should
Okay.
Triss end up needing help, he can help her somehow.
I mean, Triss would offer to do a tag team role with. I mean, if we got a tag team of Astoy and Nyx, we have a tag team of Knots and Grace. Triss will offer to do a tag team role with
Kavun?
Kavun.
Nice.
She has enough hope that she can initiate.
I mean, I have hope that I can initiate.
Yeah, but I don't know if you had planned on initiating or Grace. So she has enough hope to
it's
initiate.
3 hope, right?
Yes.
I'm full up, but that's gonna burn through it. So
She will
Oh,
do it. She
no,
will
I am not
initiate
full
one
up.
with Kavun.
I just thorn scanned, so I have spent hope.
Correct.
Okay.
But you just climbed and got hope.
Roll me an agility or strength roll to get up out of the.
That's right,
canyon.
Grace climbed.
20 even.
With.
Oh no, that's a critical. That's a 9 and a 9, not a 6 and a 9. Woohoo!
Woohoo! So you can take a hope and clear stress. Yeah, with the rope, you easily pull yourself up top. You can, and you're on the right side
Okay.
of the canyon. So you and Grace are on
Opposing sides.
opposite sides of the canyon.
And then I'll spin a stress and turn into a little snowbird and fly up and land on Nyx's shoulder.
Yeah, absolutely.
As we kind of, now that we're all up, we need to kind of move past where we think this demon is. What do we
Correct.
see?
What do you see? Like, are you looking down to see where the demon is, or where are you looking? What are you trying to see?
Yeah, like trying to get a. I mean, we need to know where the demon is so we know when we've passed it, right? So, but I'm also not trying to be like, yeah. So trying to just peek head over the edge of the kind of cliff face.
Sure.
to look down in.
Give me a finesse roll. Yeah, give me a finesse roll first, and then an instinct roll.
I am so sorry I forgot to mention this. I wanted my Midnight Spirit to go with Triss.
Oh, nice.
That's fine.
I got a 14 with hope with her finesse, and then what was the next one you wanted me to roll?
Instinct.
And a 12 instinct with hope.
Okay, you keep kind of close to the edge and kind of keep just like looking down to try and see down there. It's fairly dim and dark, but there is enough ambient light that when you've moved about, it's about 50 feet from the outside, but like 30 feet from where you climbed up, and you look down and you see, well, you don't see the demon, but you see the pile of shimmering gold that's down there, and you can see pieces of like armor or staffs or just like items in the pile of gold. And you can't like see the full demon, but you think you saw like a shadow moving on the like on the edge of the pile of money.
How tall is the pile?
How tall? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like how high is it? Like feet tall?
It's hard to tell from where you are. But I mean, yeah, it's a number of feet. You can't quite tell from where you are looking down on it how tall it is, especially with no like reference. But given the fact that it looks like some of the armor or objects that you can see are buried or partially buried in the gold, like it is feet tall.
I will kind of mark where I think he probably is and make sure I'm past that, and then kind of shimmy up towards the edge on my stomach and go like this to the bird to let him know I'm ready.
Okay. The bird will fly back a little ways and dive back down into the canyon where Triss was, and land on Triss's shoulder and do a little song real quick and peck at the armor, and then fly back up. His Grace and Knots look like they're in position as well.
Unless something stopped me.
Yeah, unless something is stopping me, then yeah.
Yeah, I'd imagine that Nyx was the one that was like next to the ridge, and they've set themselves off just like maybe a couple feet off from the ridge, where Nyx marked like the horde and where he believes the creature is.
So I probably would have peered over. I'm just curious, are there any bones or bodies or other remains? Or is it just the horde?
Give me an instinct roll.
I will fly back over and land next to Nyx.
That is once again double nines.
You're wasting all your crits.
Great. You can take
Yeah, because it didn't do anything for me. But other than
stress. Yeah, you shimmy over and look down, and you can see where the demon is, and the demon seems to be just kind of pacing back and forth right next to the giant pile of money and items. It's so shiny. It's so shiny. It's so pretty. All of it is just so dang beautiful. But as you're like looking around, it's weird. You would expect there to be some bones or bodies or something, and you don't see anything that looks like there was a fight here or bodies left or anything. The big thing that you notice is that the demon that's just like pacing back and forth, after you watch it for a little bit, this demon is full stir crazy. Like kind of, he's talking to himself, mumbling to himself. A little bit of like drool is just kind of coming down the side of his mouth. Like, this guy has been here for a long time and is not all there anymore. Okay. Not that demons are there to begin with, but like, from the way that he is acting and the bit that you can see of him, yeah, this is somebody that's been in solitary for a very, very long time and has not had contact with anybody for a very, very long time, and is just...
I scooch over to Nyx and I grab you intently, and I'm just like, he's just so lonely and just wants someone to be a friend.
We charge 3 handfuls for 6 minutes of conversation.
You're not my shrink.
So, anyways, Astoy
Yep.
gives Triss the alert that they will be attacking momentarily. Flies back up to Nyx. Tell me what you and Nyx are doing, as you guys are the lead off of this
Yep.
attack.
Are you initiating it or am I?
I can.
Okay.
I will start. I'm essentially going to dive bomb as a bird, but as I start getting closer to him, I'm going to turn into saber-tooth Kavoon form and
Okay.
essentially try to bite and or distract him so that Nyx can hit him as well with his
Alright.
magic hammer.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my glider to slide down, but to
Nice.
fly down from a high place safely to the ground below and huck my magic weapon right at the demon's faces.
Absolutely. So the way that we're gonna do this is you guys are initiating, then we'll go to the other. We're gonna just have everybody roll to see if they hit, and then we'll do damage in sequence. So yeah, you guys are initiating, going
Yep.
first.
I spent three.
Give me your rolls between
Yep.
the two of you to see if you hit.
Yeah, I'll also be using Deadly Focus and spending a stress to do takedown as well.
Okay.
So takedown, I spend a stress and move into melee. It adds +2 proficiency if I hit.
I will use the rally die.
And I will spend a handful on this attack.
Got a
Great.
20.
So remember, it is at disadvantage unless you're spending a handful of gold.
Yep.
So
I will spend a
just
handful.
make sure you
of gold.
subtract a d6 or spend a handful of gold. And then just let me know what each of your rolls were.
19, 24, 27.
Better than my 18.
27 with.
Here.
And so I'm presuming you're going to go with the 27 with fear?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that will hit. So you guys can roll your damage, but don't tell me what it is yet. We'll get to it in a second. Knots and Grace, who is initiating, and what are you doing?
I can spend the 3.
Well, so I'll go ahead and spend the 3.
Okay.
And summon my fireflies, which go over and start swirling in front of you, waiting for you to charge them up with whatever magic you're going to imbue them with, and then they're going to dive bomb the fellow.
I'm gonna put. Ooh, go for it.
If they're after us, I am going to be spinning a hope, which will make him vulnerable.
Nice.
It's all happening at the same time. You guys just
Okay.
initiated the movement, but it's all happening at the same time. So
Okay.
he'll be vulnerable after this these tag team rolls.
Roger that, then.
But they're all happening. at the
Roger,
same
Roger.
time.
I'm gonna put a preservation blast in them so that they go down and basically become a meteor and just poof.
I'm pretty sure Preservation Blast has to be in melee.
Right. Never mind. I will do chain lightning then.
Okay.
Okay. So give me your guys' rolls. Remember, it's a disadvantage unless you spend a handful of gold.
I don't have to roll for chain lightning. They have to make a reaction roll.
Yeah, but this is a tag team roll, so
Okay.
having you both roll is giving you a better chance of succeeding. So
So do I add my spellcast to that? Or
yes, your spellcasting.
Okay.
Like
26.
your part of it will work no matter what,
Mhm.
but this is to see if the tag team goes on.
13 with fear.
26 with hope.
Okay, so 26 with hope will hit, and you can take a hope back, Jeremy. And then Kavoon and Triss will be going in. I think Triss honestly kind of picks up Kavoon by the saddle as they're running in and like throws Kavoon out to like bite at them while she like goes to swipe at their ankles.
Like,
so
I've got
you
something
can give
behind my
me-
back. I've got something behind my back. Roar!
So you can give me an agility roll for Kavoon, and I will roll
Jeez.
for Triss.
So that's 25 with hope again.
She is gonna
But that's with,
spend a hope for. She's initiating, so she's spending 3 hope,
okay.
and then she'll spend another hope for precision strike to add a bonus to her roll. She got a 22 with fear.
Okay, so 25 with hope, but still at disadvantage, right?
It's still a disadvantage.
Okay,
Yes.
so then it ends up being 21 with, still with hope.
Yeah, which probably take yours because it's only a 1 difference, but it's hope instead of fear.
Gotcha.
So you can take a hope for Kavoon's roll. Great. So all of those will hit.
Question.
And yes.
My midnight spirit is that
It's not in the tag team roll because
Okay.
you can only do two people in a
gotcha.
tag team roll. So what did Nyx and Astoy get for their damage?
Yep. So since I did take down, he will take a stress and take 54 points of damage.
And I deal 31.
54.
Yeah.
What dice are you rolling?
In this case, take down added plus
How
2.
much dice are you rolling?
7. 7d10 plus 14 in this case. Takedown adds 2
How
to
are
the
you rolling
proficiency,
7
and
dice?
so takedown, spending the stress, adds 2 to the proficiency. Vicious
Yep.
Fall, I spent hope to add another +1 proficiency. And then he was also my focus of my
Okay,
target.
gotcha.
So Deadly Focus adds 1 to my proficiency.
Alright, so 54, and what did Nyx?
31, and mine's
Get
magical
damage?
damage.
Okay, so 85 damage.
Ah.
Great, which is
Jeremy.
severe. Which is severe damage. Yeah, as you guys strike in there, what did Grace and Knots get for their damage?
So that is 15 magical from me.
10 magic from me.
Okay, so 25 magical damage. Great. And then that is
Nice.
9, 13. She went unstoppable. So, what is her unstoppable at currently? Sorry, it's just a lot of me doing stuff from all sides. Upgrade. Okay. 14 damage from her. What did Kavoon get?
That is 12 damage.
12 damage. Okay. So 26 points of damage. Yeah, as all of you go in on this guy for what you believe is a surprise attack for your tag team rolls. The Kavoon that is a Stoy flying through the air on the first side, manages to crack into this guy, followed closely by the swinging blade of Nyx. The closely following behind, like glowing firefly snakes from Grace and Knots, however, seem to strike an after image of something like about a foot away from him as they come in just after that initial strike that bursts into just like you see a figure, a ghostly spectral looking figure before it dissipates as the fireflies and snakes strike into him. The second Kavoon comes over, and same from that side, there seems to be a second spectral figure comes out, and Kavoon and the giant axe of halberd of Triss come in and end up striking into this secondary spectral image. And this guy is fully frothing and looking at all of you now. And goes to strike at the Kavoon that bit him, which is a Stoy.
Yep.
So...
Kavoon Jr.
I have to think about how large his bonus is. It's very large. Okay.
Who's large and in charge?
Well, because he gets a bonus for how much...
Sure.
Basically, for how many handfuls of gold he has, his bonus increases. So... Yeah, currently he hits like a truck. So it's going to be 33 to hit.
That will hit.
Great.
I don't think I'm avoiding
so
that.
That will be... I know. I mean, he's got a giant pile of gold underneath him.
Oh, yeah.
So, 16. That is 22 points of magic damage.
Okay.
As his mouth seems to extend open with these long, thin teeth, and he just chomps right into like your neck joint. And you can see the magic, the gold and items underneath you just pulsing and glowing as he went to snap down on you. But it is back to you guys.
More attack teams?
Nyx is gonna dig through his nomadic pack and pull out a blank contract for a hit. Fill in both the demon's name as the payer, or I'll just describe the demon. I don't know the demon's name, but like this avarice demon as the contract, like who it's being billed to, like, and then also as the target, and I'll show it, and it says that he owes me 4,000 gold as I swing at him. See if I can't take some of that gold through contract.
Are you using a specific ability, or are you just trying to persuade him that he owes you money?
I will use my nomadic pack to pull that out, but I'm not using like an ability other than a sweet thought.
Okay, then yes, give me a presence roll to see how well you deceive this creature into believing that he owes you money.
Like calling someone from jail or something. I don't know. Here we go.
It's a COD.
I got a 20 4. I'm going to spend both of my prayer die.
Okay. 24. He is just kind of looking at you. Was that with hope or fear? Sorry.
That was with hope. Did you hear me?
So take
No.
your hope. He looks at you and is just kind of staring intently at the contract at the moment, with his like long, thin teeth still jabbing into the neck of the Astoy Kavoon. You got his attention. You're not sure at the moment whether he believes you or not.
Doesn't matter if he believes me because he's the target, so I'm going to attack him as well.
Sure.
With my spirit weapon because I don't want to get close to him.
He's also vulnerable at the moment.
Which gives
Yeah,
me
so the advantage and disadvantage will just cancel each other out because he's vulnerable.
Oh, right.
So you have the one source of advantage from vulnerable, and you have the one source of disadvantage from
Rolled
his ability, so it'll be a straight roll.
18, 23, 22 with hope.
With? Sorry, was that with fear or hope?
With hope, I'm sorry.
Okay. You can take that hope. 22 hits.
Okay. We'll drop the 1. 10, 16, 19 points of damage.
Yeah, as your blade swings in him and he's just staring intently, and you fully believe that you've distracted him in this moment. But about 6 inches before your blade is going to hit him, another spectral figure appears and then dissipates as your blade hits into him, and it does not seem to hit the demon in this moment. It's still on you guys.
I mean, I can go, I guess.
Anybody got anything they want to do?
Jeremy and I
Yeah.
are currently figuring that out.
So I'm going to hang on. Let me make sure I have the hope to do this. Yes, I'm going to spend 3 hope to initiate our tag team. And my fireflies begin to like swarm around his head, both like stinging and burning and doing their thing, but also trying to like distract. While Grace,
I will use telekinesis to lift up some of his gold and start pelting it at him.
Sure, absolutely. Give me your rolls, please.
With disadvantage?
It is with disadvantage. No, it's a straight roll because disadvantage, but he's vulnerable currently.
Yep.
So,
Gotcha.
it's a straight roll.
21.
I got a 12 with hope.
Oh, 21 with hope.
Okay, so I believe you're going to take the 21 with hope, so you can take a hope back, Jeremy. 21 will hit.
Yay!
Yeah. Roll me your damage.
So that is 14 magical damage.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 22.
Okay, so 36 points of damage. Great. Yeah. A bunch of the coins just kind of lift up, and you guys see it's really weird because all these coins like lift up, and all the fireflies just like land on the coins as if they're like little flying discs, and just start riding them like they're spaceships to go swinging into the demon that is there. And the coins seem to make contact and slash into him. And he gives a howl, and I'm going to spend a fear to interject. and just bites down further onto the Kavoon that he is currently attacking.
Nom 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 nom.
Nom 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 nom.
Noms. All the noms.
36 to hit.
That'll hit.
Oddly enough, I don't think that one hits.
I'm sorry. He's got a lot of gold, and
Oh, my character died
Therefore-
last night. Oh, what happened? Nom 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 nom.
16. That is 22 points of magic damage again.
Okay.
And then you see some of the gold start to kind of disappear as if it's being sucked into him. And then there's like a kind of ghostly spectral shimmer outline that appears around him. As I do that, I'll spend a fear to do that. And then I'm going to spend another fear for it to try and push and like slash with its long nails out at the other Kavoon that is next to him. That'll be a 20 to hit. Okay.
That'll hit.
Be 23 points of magic damage, so 1 stress to Kavoon as it strikes out with its claws and just scrapes like 3 long bleeding streaks across Kavoon.
Kavoon,
And it's
Kavoon.
back to you guys.
I've got his attention, so I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 hope and just heal for a d4.
Sure. I think Triss is going to go over and try to basically rip him off of a Stoy Kavoon and just jab their halberd into him at the same
I-
time.
Yeah, I heal too.
So, do that. Yeah, and she's gonna spend one of her prayer dice to make that hit. So she will pull the creature off of Kavoon and jabs like the parrying knife that's attached to her halberd just into like under the ribs of the creature. Oh, that was good. 19. Oh, where's her damage? 19, 23 plus 2 is 25 points of damage. So she manages to rip it off, but as she goes to jab in, there's another spectral figure that appears out and seems to take the damage for him. But it's back to you guys. It's still your guys' because you rolled with hope.
I'm gonna
I'm
spend
gonna
a
start a tag team. Is that okay, Jeremy?
sure.
I'm going to bellow, "You're in violation of your contract!"
You're in violation of subsection 1 part AC.
And
Sure. Give me another presence roll along with whatever your tag team roll.
can I use my hired killer experience?
Sure. If you
Yeah.
spend the hope, you can absolutely add
I
it.
will. Okay, so that's 4 hope that I just spent. The attack is with hope, and it's 22. The presence is 14 with hope. I'm
Okay.
I'm liking the hope
And what
dice.
was the attack with?
The attack was
Was the attack with hope also?
yes, yeah, both were with hope.
Who are you tag teaming with?
You.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
So, yeah. So basically, like, as he's being ripped off of the Cahoon, I'm screaming and trying to kind of, yeah, however you want to kind of leverage that.
I got 29 with hope.
Yeah, your choice on which one you guys want to use, the 22 or the 29. They're both with hope. So
Why didn't we use mine so I get the hope back? Is that
Okay.
and then I can heal you more.
yeah, 22 will hit. You
Hey,
guys can roll your damage.
Wow.
do it.
Only 4 dice this time, but 43.
Jesus.
Great.
11, 19, 22.
Okay, so that's 65 points of damage. As you guys both go in to attack at the same time again, this time does not meet him as another spectral figure appears and takes both of your incoming attacks before it dissipates. Let's see. So he seems to have some sort of ability. You guys have inferred at this point that the money that disappeared was money that he spent to summon some spectral ghosts that he uses to block attacks.
I'm going to spend a
That are
hope
incoming.
to have my fireflies begin to swirl around and essentially start removing his gold, pushing it away from him.
Sure. Give me. Sorry, you're trying to use your fireflies.
Yeah, I don't know if it's
to-
like if you want me to damage it or
I mean, you can try and like remove the gold from him. I mean, that's gonna work better than you trying to like destroy the gold. But since that is not necessarily what that is specifically used for, like your ability is used for, just give me a spellcast roll
yeah, absolutely.
to try and remove the gold, some of the
12
gold
and
from
8
him.
and 4 24 with fear.
Yeah, the fireflies move away from his face and start pushing some of the gold like down the hallway away from him. You suspect that there was maybe a couple handfuls of gold that you were able to push away from him. He notices this and gives like a wail of despair that like echoes.
Just sounds like
through
Scrooge
this-
McDuck.
through this cap. It's like, "Ah!" And goes to basically goes to attack Kavun that is still in front of him. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We'll do that because you're right in front of him, and he's not smart. He's just attacking what is there. So that will be a 30 to hit.
That'll hit. Assuming you mean me, Kavoon, as opposed to the other Kavoon.
Yes, a Stoy Kavun.
Okay.
But since he is no longer latched on you, Triss is going to spend a stress to use I Am Your Shield to take the damage instead. So it's going to be... it's going to be 19 points of damage, so she gets to reduce it by her strength. She becomes 15. She's an
Does the thorn
Stalwart
skin
happens
technically, because it's when they take damage, not when they're hit? Could she
I'll get there.
technically use? Okay.
There's a lot of things that get reduced before the armor happens. So I will ask you about that ability in just a second. Because then this is magic damage, so that does not get reduced. And she doesn't have resistance. Okay, so it reduces by 4, so it becomes 15. And what's the thorn skin?
So you got the
It's a
4D.
D6.
You've got the 4d6s. You can roll any number of them to reduce it by however many, and it does that much damage back to him.
Okay, so she's just gonna use 1 right now because 15 is her threshold. 6 points, so it's going to be she'll take 1 hit point and deal 6 points of damage back to the guy. And you guys notice basically the thorns that are around her take some of the damage before a piece of thorn goes out to like pierce the guy, but another spirit flashes up and takes the damage instead. It's still my turn, so let me just write. Sorry, I have to write down what she's taking. Okay, and it angrily growls at the now giant figure of Triss standing in its way between it and its current prey, and shifts its focus to try and bite down on her, which will hit, which will be 20 points of damage. She's gonna use one of the thorn skins to make it 16, and then she will she'll use another one. Yeah, so she'll use 2 of the thorn skin dice and 1 of her armor slots to reduce it to nothing. And as the thorns once again reach out to try and pierce it, another spectral figure comes up and blocks the damage. And that'll be back to you guys.
Okay, I am going to spend 3 hope and tag team with my Midnight Spirit.
You don't have to tag team with your Midnight Spirit.
Like
You
said,
can
it was
just
2
send
people.
your Midnight Spirit to attack. You can tag
Well,
team with
it's-
someone else.
It's doing. Okay.
Well, like, no, I'm just saying, if you're using your Midnight Spirit,
Mm-hmm.
that
I'm using
is
it
you.
as a distraction.
What? So, okay. Tag team rules are initiated with another player character.
Okay.
Your Midnight Spirit is your own ability. So, if you are just trying to use it as a distraction for something that you are going to do, that's just 2 different actions that you're taking
Okay.
in series. You don't have to spend 3 hope to do it. You're just rolling
Okay.
basically a presence roll to distract with your Midnight Spirit, and then rolling your attack roll based on however your Midnight Spirit works. You don't have to spend 3 hope for you to do a series of actions.
Okay. The way it's worded is confusing. That's all. That's why I said
What do you
3.
mean?
It was just.
What do you mean
confusing
it's
how it was-
worded? What's worded?
We're gonna
poorly?
skip past that and just go
No, I
forward.
want to fix. No, just what
no,
part?
because what I understood was my Midnight Spirit could not do what I wanted it to do because it was acting as a different entity from me.
I was saying it couldn't add additionally to the thing that Triss was doing, as she was already tag teaming with Kavoon in that moment, and you can only have 2 people as part of a tag team. So if you wanted to initiate a tag team for your Midnight Spirit, aka you to do something with Triss, you could do that. But if you just want to do two things as yourself, your Midnight Spirit and you, then you just do two different roles. It's a series of roles.
That's what was confusing me. So, I am going to have my Midnight Spirit attack. And while the Midnight Spirit is doing that, I am going to use telekinesis to get money out of there. As much money as I can.
Okay. So give me a spellcast roll for your Midnight Spirit, and then give me a spellcast roll for your telekinesis.
It's at disadvantage?
Nope, it's still straight because it's still vulnerable.
Okay.
I have not removed the vulnerable condition yet.
Well, my Midnight Spirit does nothing. So that's 6 with fear.
Okay.
Yes. But my telekinesis is a 16 with hope.
Okay, so you can take that hope. You manage, with your telekinesis, manage to pull away another couple handfuls of gold just from outside its realm of influence. Just kind of pull it away. You don't manage to get more before it basically realizes that this illusion is attacking it and sees you up there and sees Knots up there and sees the people surrounding him. I'm going to spend a fear to lose the vulnerable condition, and he is now aware of all of your positions in here and knows where you are. And he is going to once again try and bite down on Triss, and then I'm spending a fear for him also. He's going to slam with all of his strength. His arms will extend out, kind of popping from the elbows to lengthen his arms and slam into the canyon walls on either side, directly below where Knots and Grace are, to try and basically attack them, shake them loose. So first I will attack Triss, which will be... You take that away, so it'll be a 17 to hit, which will hit Triss. That is 9. 15 points of damage. And she's going to spend the thorn skin to reduce that and take the hit point. The thorns, once again, this was the last bit of the thorn skin, so the last bit kind of shatters as one piece kind of pierces and shatters out towards the creature, and another spectral creature comes out and blocks the damage. And then he slams at the walls with a 19. So some of the rocks and stuff that the two of you are positioned on start to shake loose, and kind of fissures break out underneath your feet as these fissures climb up the walls. So I need agility reaction rolls from Knots and Grace.
You said agility, right?
Correct.
No advantage or disadvantage?
Double 8s.
I fall.
No! I was waiting. I was like, should I wait to say that I critted and then not ruin your
You're
roll?
good. I got 6 with hope.
A 6 with hope. Okay. Reaction rolls don't generate hope or fear, so you don't
Yes.
get anything from that. Knots manages to dance out of the way, but as a fissure comes up and Grace tries to move out of the way, she takes a step back and takes like a step off of the edge of the canyon and starts falling down, and she falls into the canyon right behind Astoya, Kavoon, and Triss. And takes, you're lucky, I rolled 2d20, and you only take 6 points of bludgeoning damage on 2d20 as you crash and fall hard into the ground inside the canyon.
Perfect. I can do something to him.
Yay!
And the last thing I'm going to do is spend another fear to take another action, and you see some more, the gold once again flash, and more of it disappears and is sucked into him. And it's your guys' turn.
I know I just went, but can I do something super quick?
Sure.
Okay, I'm gonna play an epic song and make a close target temporarily vulnerable.
Nice.
Absolutely. How do you make him vulnerable? How does your
I pull
song
out-
make him vulnerable?
I pull out my lyre and I say, "We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore." And yeah, the power of that song just makes him realize that, like, he's kind of surrounded a little bit.
The power of
I
Twisted
figured you were
Sister
going to sing Pink
compels you.
Floyd's Money.
Nice.
Anyways, continue.
How far down?
That is my action.
How far down from the top is the floor?
40 feet, so just outside of close range so far.
I'm gonna attack it if no one else is.
Do it.
I'm gonna do the
Go
same
for
thing.
it.
Yeah. Got a critical.
Nice.
Nice.
Got a critical. Got 2 8s. All allies within very close range. So I think that's probably just a story.
No, that's everybody except for Knots is in very close range with you, I think.
Allies. Once per short rest, when I roll critical success on an attack roll, all allies within very close range may clear 1 stress or gain 1 hope. Also, once per short rest, when I roll a critical success on an attack roll, you and all allies that can see or hear you may clear a hit point or 1d4 stress.
Rockin'.
Nice.
Then
You've been
I-
waiting for that.
Yeah. I
He
have.
likes his criticals.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody
Um,
except for Knots is in range. Kavoon is in range, so if you want to use it to clear Kavoon's stress, you can. Knots, Jeremy.
Then what's the critical
Absolutely.
roll rules again?
What you get the max number of your dice, then plus whatever you roll. So if you roll like 3d10, you get 30 plus your
Oh, okay.
bonus plus whatever you roll on 3d10.
So I got 43 plus 43 plus 17 is 60.
60. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, you swing your blade and it is spinning so fast and glowing, and just you can almost feel it as it like brushes. The people that are standing in melee with this creature can feel the blade as it's rushing by, and you're thinking, "This is it! This is it! It's gotta be!" Like it's moving so fast that it's almost in slow motion, and then right before it hits, like right in the nose, there's a small flash of like a spectral face coming out of his face that then shatters. It's still your guys'
Don't forget
turn.
about your rally die, people.
My rally done rallied.
Yeah, same for Triss. But it is still your guys' turn.
Question about my midnight spirit.
Yes.
It attacked, but it didn't deal damage.
Correct, it's
Does
still
it-
there.
Sweet. I'm gonna have my Midnight
I'm
Spirit.
pretty sure it says that it disappears when it hits. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure it says it. So
No, it. Oh, yes, it does. Okay.
I'm pretty sure you have to hit for the spirit to disappear.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna have the Midnight Spirit start taking money and carrying it out.
Sure. Give me a spellcast roll.
Okay. Advantage or disadvantage?
Straight roll because you made it vulnerable.
18 with fear.
Okay, you send your Midnight Spirit, and your Midnight Spirit picks up a couple handfuls because she's trying to move quickly and pulls it out and away, and the demon's mouth seems to stretch further as it looks on this angrily, and its jaw like unhinges, and it kind of looks at you where you are, and looks at the Midnight Spirit that has left, and goes to bite at you. Shifts to go and bite at you.
Cool.
It's going to be a 17 to hit. Triss will spend a stress to get in the way and take the damage, which is 12, 18 damage. Minus her strength is 14. And then, yeah, she'll take the hit point. As she moves and positions herself in place, and the creature just angrily brings its long, distended fingers and arms around to like spike her with its nails in the back. So I spend another fear for that, which is a natural 20. So I get a fear. And she takes 19 points of damage. She's gonna spend an armor slot and take she's gonna spend 2 armor slots and take nothing. And it's back to you guys.
How much gold has been moved out of here? How much is left? Does it seem like...
It's less. So the pile has had just over half of what was there moved or consumed in some manner.
Okay.
I'm going to use my Midnight Spirit to move stuff again, and I'm going to use telekinesis to move more gold.
So give me 2 spellcast rolls.
Okay. 19 with fear
Okay.
for my Midnight Spirit. 18 with hope.
Okay, so you can take that hope. More of the gold is moved away. Since you rolled with fear, the creature continues to jab its fingers up inside of Triss. That will hit. Yep. $28. Okay. It continues to slide its fingers up inside Triss, and I'm going to I'm going to... You see even more of the gold being consumed and pulled into him as I spend a fear for that. Okay. And that's back to you guys.
I'm gonna use Sparing Touch on Triss.
Okay.
To clear 2 hit points or 2 stress.
Yeah, she's gonna clear the hit points.
And that's all I do for now.
Great.
Is your weapon with you, Grace? Your scythe?
It is. I'm trying to salvage as much money as possible so that we can take whatever we can. But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, I'm gonna do damage. I want to hurt this thing.
And real quick, Nix, you have an advantage from chat.
Thank you. Cat.
I'm going to take my rope and go back a little ways out of the way of all of this and attach it to something and climb down.
Oh, you're gonna try and climb down? Yeah, give me an agility roll.
Sure. Hang on. Numbers. 19 with hope.
Yeah, you managed to squirrel your way down into the cavern with everyone else.
So I went back a little ways
Yeah.
so that I'm outside of that's going on.
Of course.
And if it's still our turn, I'm going to use a nomadic pack to pull out some pitchers, like beer pitchers.
Yeah.
And that's my turn.
Okay, Triss is going to try and attack this guy. She is going to turn to Astoy next to her as she spends a prayer dice to give herself 4 hope and is going to say, let's get this guy. And initiate a tag team roll for both of you to go in and strike. And she basically says, I'll go high, you go low.
All right.
And yeah.
Stoya will try to impale him with the saber-toothed claws at his calf.
Okay, that is a 17 with fear for her.
Mine's a 20 with fear.
Okay, so the 20 will hit. You guys can both roll your damage. Uh, 20 points of damage from Triss.
40.
Sorry, 22 points of damage.
40.
Okay, so it's 62 points of damage. Yeah, you guys both go in to strike, and Triss thought that maybe if you guys were going at different areas, it might bypass the spectral ghosts that are appearing. But all that happens is 2 different ghosts pull out and take each portion of your attack as you guys try and get a strike on this creature. Realizing that Triss is trying to get out of its finger impalement, it takes one out and tries to go down on the back so that it's got its fingers clawed into her from 2 different directions. That will hit her. And that will be... Okay. As it strikes into her and she gives a slight wince of pain. And then I spend a fear to remove the vulnerable condition. And it's back to you guys.
Anybody doing any non-dice actions first?
I am 100% running in and jumping on Kavoon, and we're going to run through that gold pile with me just scooping gold into those pitchers and then running away. So that is up to
sure.
Carly on what the dice.
Give me a finesse roll.
Okay. And does anyone need to do anything before I roll dice?
I'm just gonna roll dice after you roll
Yeah.
dice.
I'm gonna roll dice.
Come on, Kaboom Dice, you've been treating me mostly well tonight. Double eights.
You can take it home and clear stress. Yeah, you come in and you
Nice.
manage to scoop up most of like the remaining like large piles of gold that are still there. There's still items spread out and there's bits of like gold kind of lingering in the area, but between all of your telekinesis and everything else, you guys have managed to push almost all of the gold now out of his range of influence. There's still items and stuff like laying around, but like all of the gold has managed to be pushed out of his range. It's still your guys' turn.
I leave it up to you.
Astoy.
Yeah, I will try to bite into him.
Sure, give me an attack roll.
19 with fear, unfortunately.
I will hit.
Okay. I will spend a hope to do Vicious Maul, so that'll make him vulnerable again, and I'll get +1 proficiency on the attack.
Okay.
I'm going to re-roll the 1. That is with... I gotta find the ability real quick. Not good enough.
Great.
The 1 became a 10, so 45.
Yeah, you come in to like chomp at him, and once again there is a flash of a spectral, ghostly figure that flashes. But you notice as that flash goes off, like a panicked state starts to come over the demon, looking and seeing the gold around, and having seen that spectral flash and seeing all of you surround him. He is going to rip his fingers out of Triss, doing another attack, which will hit barely. And her evasion is 6, so 7. How much armor has she used? Yeah, she'll spend 2 armor to make that a single hit point. And the creature like rips its fingers out and then begins to like run away from you. So I'm gonna pick a random direction.
Can I take my
Okay.
reaction?
Yes, you will be able to. And it begins to run, not the direction that you guys came into the cavern, but like away. There are some piles of gold in that direction, and it seems to be running towards those piles of gold. You
Yep.
can take your attack.
Yeah, I got 14, but I'm going to use the D8 that we got to try to make this hit.
Okay.
And that's a 1, so that's a 15.
Did you use your advantage from chat?
Oh, no.
I was also gonna
Just
say,
throwing that out there.
Triss is gonna use her last prayer die to give you an additional 2 to hit.
Okay. Well, adding 6 more from the chat advantage helps. And instead of doing damage, he like Sabertooth Kavoon grabs at his ankle and just like trips him, so he can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Using
So
the
he's
attack of
fallen
opportunity.
flat. Was that with hope or fear? Or is that a
So
reaction?
it's a reaction. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it trips and falls flat and seems to be like panically scrambling to try and get away from you guys. It's back to you guys.
We're gonna tag team.
Great.
I think Maggie.
I'm initiating
Yeah.
Okay.
because I
You have all the hope.
have all the.
Well, yeah, I think she's also the only one that hasn't initiated yet, so she's the only.
Yeah.
You can only do initiate one tag team roll per session. So.
I'm gonna take out my Midas scythe.
Mm-hmm.
And is there like a handful of gold nearby?
Yeah, you push some off nearby where you are, so you could use your movement to get next to it to feed your Midas scythe.
I'm gonna feed the scythe, and then we are gonna attack it from two sides, I believe, Ryan.
Yeah.
So we're coming at it from
Great.
different sides.
Give me your rolls.
I'm also gonna spend a stress and add to my roll.
Great. Use your sorcerer ability, please.
I got 22 with fear.
I got 8 with hope.
I think we're gonna take the 22. The 22 will hit.
hmm
You guys can roll your damage.
+1 because I fed it. Holy shit!
Yeah, +1 to your proficiency, so you get a whole other dice, not just a +1. So you get a whole additional dice. It increases your proficiency.
Let me add a dice.
He's also vulnerable. Don't forget.
Yep.
Vulnerable would have added advantage to the hit, not.
But
to
you wouldn't
Yeah.
have because you'd had to spend a gold to get rid of the disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh, right.
So.
I got 37, but I'm gonna use the prayer die to add 4.
Okay,
I got
41.
31.
Nice.
I got 31.
Great. 72. How do you guys want to do this?
Hell yeah, let's go!
How do you take out this panicked, frothing demon that is currently down on the ground, trying to crawl and scramble his way away from you?
I just take my axe and I take the contract and I just stick my axe through the contract into his back. That's what I do. It's pretty simple.
I yell 4 and swing at his head.
Perfect. You hit his head as if it were a giant golf ball. His neck fully like cracks, so like his head like ends up like lower than where his neck is like pointing out, and there's just these stretches of skin barely holding his head on as the axe just stabs with pinning the contract into the back of him as he begins to bleed this black ichor out across this canyon floor.
You owe me
And that's where we're gonna end
4,000.
tonight's session.
You need to shout. You need to shout something like "You've been downsized" or "We've
Yeah, I mean-
outsourced your job."
I mean, I definitely would shout.
Your soul is forfeit.
Yeah, I would just say, that's a 4,000 gold tab.
We've acquired your assets. Love it.
Nice.
So that's where we're
Nice.
gonna end tonight's session, and you guys can you'll figure out how much money and what fun stuff you've found in this pile next time.
Woohoo.
What do
Thanks,
you
all.
want?
That was fun. Well, it was depressing. And
Can
then-
can I do something super quick? I look at Nyx and I go, high five! And wait for him to high five. If he high fives me.
I will.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Sweet.
As that happens, Knots comes in and sees what's happened, and she gets a little tear of happiness in her eye that Nyx high-fived you. Awesome. So we're off next week. Nothing next Friday as far as Daggerheart goes. I am trying to set up a session 0 for something that the plan was to stream it. Unfortunately, that may not be the case, but we will see. Keep an eye out on the socials for that. Also, you can head over to our calendar and you can see all the things that we have going on over there. And if you want, you can even have that added automatically to your calendar. You just click the little subscribe button. Anyone got anything coming up that they want to talk about, throw down?
Q&A tomorrow.
What's that?
The
yeah.
Q&A tomorrow,
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, tomorrow we're the most of this group is going to be back here as we talk about the series Hunter Bad Blood, which wrapped up last Friday. No, sorry, 2 Saturdays ago. Sometime previous, 2 weeks ago.
In December.
Yeah.
In our last episode.
In your last episode. We're going to be talking about that, your characters, where they go after the final scene of Hunter Bad Blood, which is probably going to be setting up a future mini-series of something.
Ooh.
Maybe tune in tomorrow for spoilers. We'll find out. So that's at 8:30 tomorrow night. And then, keep an eye out on the socials for that. Also, make sure you go over and follow all of these wonderful people on their socials and pick up dice from Carly. Because, I mean, as you saw, they treated me pretty well tonight. I'm going to go take someone out for her walk because she's getting feisty. Good to see everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. We will see you next time. We're going to raid out, so please hang out
Happy
while
New Year!
Yeah,
Happy New
Year's,
Year.
everybody.
We're going to raid out, so make sure you hang out while we do that, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.